All right. Hello again, everybody, and welcome to the first exciting episode of Traversing the Veil. Yes, this is my brand new to the D&D 5e campaign set in my really screwed up, messed up D&D 5e world, and the people that
Don't
you
I know it?
see below me were the ones that were crazy enough to put their characters' lives in my hands. Which they will probably live to regret, as do all of my players. So, to kind of start the things off, because this is the absolute very first episode, I'm going to go ahead and let the cast introduce themselves and give just a really brief introduction of the character they're going to play. So real quick, like race, class, and then kind of defining things that you feel about your character. So we are going to start with Katie, who will be playing Aoi.
Konnichiwa. I'm Katie, aka Pika Kari Katie. I will be playing Ari Sparkscale, who is a blue scale Dragonborn Eldritch Knight. And for those who uh, have met her in past campaigns and one shots, she is absolutely adorable.
Right. Then next to her on your guys' screen is Dan, who will be playing Karen.
Yes. Hi guys. I'm Diane Hutton. I'm an actress and a streamer, and I'm playing Karen the Bard, a half-orc barbarian who has no musical talent.
No. Next to her is going to be, and to be perfectly honest, I have seen like 7 different usernames, so I'm actually not sure what you want to be called, but you're going to be playing a character named Reggie, so...
That is perfectly fine. Hi everyone. I am Evan. I am a fantasy writer, and I will be playing Reginald Masterson Aberdeen Myers III, Reggie for short. I am the musical talent here, and it's actually been a long time since I've actually been a player in a D&D campaign. I am mostly a DM of myself. Short little plug: I stream my own D&D campaign, The Song of the Wilds, every Sunday. But right now, let's focus on this right here. I'm very excited.
Always nice to see a DM actually get to play. And then finally, we have I know you as Imp. I'm not sure if you would prefer to be called that, but he will be playing Smegwick.
Hi, how are you? Smegwick here, Goblin Warlock, little bit of Sorcerer. Also known as Joshua, or Imp in my head on Twitter, anything's fine. And I'll be playing a Goblin Warlock Sorcerer, who's also got the best friend, familiar in the world, Spitwit, his pseudo-dragon familiar.
Ah, love it. And then, of course, I'm Trainer Jody. I'm the DM. I do stuff on Twitch on Wednesday nights. I run the D&D stuff. And every so often, I try to stream other things like A Link to the Past randomizers, or I might start streaming some Monster Hunter stuff because I just got back into that. But for now, I am the Dungeon Master. So, without any further ado, I should explain. We're using a brand new thing for this channel. It is a system whereas you, the audience, can actually be a part of the campaign in various ways. If you look at the channel points, which are affectionately called TJ Tales, you will see that there are a lot of different things you can redeem. Things like a reroll token or potions of healing. even things like designing an NPC or creating a boss encounter, or even just adding monsters to a fight. You guys can actually interact with the stream and actually have an impact on this. We've been using a very, very similar system in another RPG I run for Zelda universe called Realms of the Wild, and it has gone over super well. We have had major plot points that have been basically entirely dictated by the audience, and people have been able to create NPCs and just really have a vested interest in the campaign, other than caring about the amazing characters you guys are about to meet. So feel free to check that stuff out. If you guys are watching this from one of the hosted sites, if you want to earn channel points, you can interact. Just come over to this stream here on to twitch.tv/TrainerJody. If you're watching this on YouTube, catch us live Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Central Time, or every other Wednesday, something like that. And become a part of the campaign. The redemption amounts will change depending on how often people are using them. I have no idea if these are good values or not. So there will be balancing as we go along. But we will see how everything works. So with that, the first thing I need to do actually is award our first inspiration to Smegwick from Zodaru, who is another player of mine. And he says from one warlock to another. To just let you guys, the players, know, generally in 5th edition D&D, you either have inspiration or you don't. You can't bank inspiration or anything like that. And that will be true for any inspiration that I give you guys. However, any inspiration that is given to you by chat, you can bank. So on your character sheet in the notes section, or on a piece of paper or whatever, you can keep track of your inspiration there, and then just use the inspiration when you need to give yourself advantage, just like normal inspiration.
So what you're saying is I should be like a certain other player and bank all my inspiration forever.
You are welcome to do as much or as little banking as you like. Just know the rules for D&D 5th edition, where you can only have either advantage or disadvantage or neutral. So you can't use multiple inspiration on just a single roll. So keep that in my mind.
As a super new player, I'm unfamiliar with inspiration, so can you?
Inspiration.
We should call this game inspiration, by the way, so people it's really easy to confuse.
Yep. Game inspiration is a tool that the DM can use to reward players for interesting ideas, good role playing, stuff like that. And it basically just means you have this thing where any D20 roll you make, you can use your inspiration to give yourself advantage on it.
Okay.
Do we need to call that out beforehand or after we roll?
In general, I prefer you do it before you roll, simply because there's a different token they can give you, which is called a reroll token, which you will use afterwards. And if you have inspiration and you use a reroll, you will reroll both.
Ooh, okay.
Yes, lots of fun stuff. Reroll tokens are super fun. You cannot give the DM inspiration or reroll tokens or anything like that. I already have all the power. I don't need more.
He's nigh unto God. Don't help him more.
I have the power.
Y'all have such epic voices.
This is not much of a stretch.
Yeah, there are a few things that are really like awesome about being a bass when you deal with like music. Nobody writes songs for you. In theater, you're always the bad guy. But in the things like this, the deep voices go very far.
This is the hard part to maintain. This is the difficult one.
That I can do. That one I can do.
Bubble voices.
You are all
Okay.
filthy organics, and you shall all die.
So now it is the time to traverse the veil.
Woo! Doo-doo-doo.
And I think I just realized something. I need to change my audio so you guys can hear this. Oh, and to turn that off. Sorry, guys. New systems. I'm still getting used to it. So let me try this again because it's supposed to be all epic. Now it's time.
You're doing a good job, sweetie.
To traverse the veil.
You're doing it, Jody.
Get up.
Bangarang.
Let's reduce the volume on that. So, the sovereign, the Tempest's sovereignty. The elemental plane of air is ruled by a government called the Tempest's sovereignty. Everyone lives on islands of the land, floating on a sea of clouds known as the Veil. Above the Veil, civilization flourishes. And authority is vested in Imperius, capital of the sovereignty. At the center of the sovereign core, 6 cities aflush with wealth and prosperity. The further away from the core you to travel, though, the less the sovereignty seems to exist. On the far reaches, it can be difficult to make a living. Depending on where you live, you may have to deal with random monsters appearing from the unending mists to the northwest, or creeping in from the southern outlands. And there's always the danger that hides just beneath the veil, where the air is toxic and creatures from the nightmare live. But we're not talking about that. We're focusing on a single ship trying to make its way, survive in this strange, expansive world. The ship itself has not been operating very long, and the crew is new, but has his spirit. The captain, affectionately known as Karen the Bard, has her own goals, but the biggest being keep her ship in the air, keep her crew alive, and keep going. You all have recently arrived on Voxus Landing after doing a few random jobs. Some of you have been with the ship longer than others. Some of you haven't even met the rest of the crew yet. But before arriving on Voxus Landing, Karen, you had decided that you needed to get a fourth crew member. Reggie was a great pilot, and Smegwick had been a phenomenal hire, and had really increased the ability for the ship to take on larger jobs and things like that. but it still wasn't working exactly as well as you'd hoped, and you knew having at least one more crew member would help. As you all landed on Vox's Landing, your Karen, your first thing that you always did was to hop onto the dock and go negotiate the docking fees and pay for the berth for however little long you felt you would need it for. While you were out there, you noticed a small blue dragonborn. It seemed to be valiantly yet vainly attempting to get someone's attention. But every time she seemed to speak to someone, and they would actually listen, which was relatively rare, even in the short time that you were watching her. They would listen for a few moments, sometimes would giggle or laugh, and then would walk away. There was something about this little dragonborn that just seemed to call out to you. So you went back to the ship, and instead of having Reggie go and recruit another crewman, as he'd become accustomed to, you told Reggie to head off, find him some work, and you decide to go back down and approach this young dragonborn. And it super helps when I have the right music queued up, which don't. We'll do that.
Please hold for ambiance.
Yes, I gotta make this look like I know what I'm doing.
I've been streaming for 3 years, and every time I don't look like I know what I'm doing, so...
Not only that, but this is the first episode. Of course there's going to be difficulties now.
So, Karen.
I don't want to hear any trash talk about tech goblins.
Karen, you've just stepped back onto the dock. You've just watched Reggie kind of disappear into the crowd at this remarkably busy dock. You'd been to Vox's Landing a few times before, and you knew the station itself was relatively massive, one of the larger stations, and was always busy. There were always mining teams either going out or returning to head out to the Fading Isles, hopefully not for the last time. And about 50 feet away, you can see, just kind of going to anyone that will listen to her, you see this blue dragonborn. What would you like to do?
And you said I sent Reggie off.
Yes, Reggie is already headed off.
I'm gone.
Gone, okay. And she's, like, really far away, or, like, coming down towards our ship? Like, making her way towards us?
She's kind of just wandering around the dock. She'll go up to, what looks like a captain, and will speak for a couple seconds, get rejected, and then walk to the next place. But right now, she's between about 30 and 50 feet away. So not exorbitantly far, but far enough away that she probably hasn't noticed you personally yet.
Okay, I would like to kind of walk. I'm gonna stand outside the ship still, like being like, I'm a captain, this is my ship, but I want to try and like get her attention.
Okay. Without too much difficulty, you start waving that, which doesn't do it a ton because there's just so much movement. So you try to kind of call out to her without knowing her name. You just kind of, hey, and eventually she kind of gets the idea that someone's talking to her, and you kind of do one of these things.
Okay.
Owie, as you're going around trying to get someone to listen to you, you suddenly hear someone just shouting, hey, and instantly your kind of adventuring to training kicks in. Your first thought is, well, maybe there's a thief around, or maybe someone's gotten hurt. So you instantly start looking, and you see this half-orc woman that's kind of waving at you.
Hey, listen.
My fins instantly go from drooping dejectedly to perking up as I kind of realize she wants to see me and go as fast as I can go.
Okay. Karen, you see her kind of perk up, and she rushes over to you.
Uh, is everything all right?
Hey, I'm just trying to get some work.
What ship work have you done?
Jody.
You personally have never worked on a ship. You've been on a few, traveling between Zeros to Exus, Silos, and Voxus. But you've never actually worked. You've always been a passenger.
Yes, crewmate, no.
Right. Well, do you have family here, or is it just you?
It's just me.
Well, and I look around to make sure Reggie's not nearby to like tell me I can't do this. And I'm like, we're in need of a fourth crewmate.
Hmm.
Do you think you could pilot, perchance?
I don't know, but I could try.
Excellent. You're hired. I have a soft spot, you know.
Howie blushes. And it's really, really cute.
As you're doing this, remarkably quickly, you see Reggie is starting to kind of come back. Reggie, you were kind of surprised. You went to a local tavern. You were somewhat familiar with it. The Water Genasi barkeep was pretty upfront. Generally, when you go to a tavern looking for work, it's normally not too difficult. But this was exceedingly easy. Torrent, the barkeep, immediately gave you the contact names and descriptions of 3 groups that were looking to hire a ship, and you decided to come back and present the options to the captain. As you come back, you see Karen speaking to this little blue dragonborn, who seems to be almost standing at attention. Her posture is just so good at this point. And as you get closer, you can actually see this little bit of kind of rosy tint to a few of her scales, and just this beaming smile. What would you like to do?
All right. So Reggie acknowledges the presence of Owie, but he hasn't really, at first glance, put 2 and 2 together that this is a recruitment happening right here. So he just kind of like glances at her, just looks over to the captain, goes like, "Excuse me there, Captain. I'd like you to know that I got ourselves 3 potential job opportunities. What'd I miss while I was gone?"
Well, we've both been busy because I got us a new crew member.
Oh, well, now that's a fine thing to hear. Where are they? And I haven't, like, how short is Owie?
She's tiny, like about 5 feet with horns.
Reggie has not noticed you. He's just like, where are they? Like, clearly looking above you.
I just keep being like,
And he was like, wait, why are you glancing down? Why are you glancing? Captain, can I talk to you here for a moment? And I just, like, I pull her aside, a kid? Are you being serious right now?
She will not last a day here on her own. We can offer her something.
Like what? Look, how could she help us out?
She can pilot the ship.
I guess I'm sorry. Have I not been a good enough pilot for you?
Well, what would you like her to do?
We just kind of like. I'd like to think that Aui's just like staring at our backs for a moment, and he just kind of does this thing.
I'm kind of trying to pay attention to what they're saying. She's curious.
Crow's nest.
Okay. So you agree?
Well, you really did want a fourth member, and pickings haven't really been good lately. So, well, you are the captain. I take my hand off, and we both kind of turn back. Not kind of turn back. We do turn back.
As this happens, Smegwick, you've been kind of below deck, taking inventory, figuring out exactly what supplies you're going to need.
I have totally not been resting on my laurels while Spitwit keeps watch for me while I take a brief repass, really resting my eyes.
Of course not. And you eventually come up on the deck just to, give your report to the captain. And you see this blue dragonborn, this small blue dragonborn, and the captain and Reggie just kind of standing there smiling at her.
Captain, pleasure to see your lovely visage again, Reggie. So what are we doing? We doing school tours now? Oh.
Smedgwick, meet our newest crew member. I'm sorry, I did not get your name.
Owie Sparkscale.
Owie Sparkscale.
From behind Karen, Reggie looks over to Smedgwick, and he gives the whole look that basically says, I know, I think it's weird too.
You'll notice when you see Smegwick that Smegwick and Spitwit are kind of two minds a lot. They tend to mirror each other a lot. Like,
As a good familiar should.
all right. Everything else seems pretty good to. Every so often, he just keeps glancing at Owie. Everything else seems to be ship shape. What little we could get, the ship's settled on. What's Owie gonna be doing?
Crow's Nest.
Oh, that's what that thing is. Okay.
Did you, want to tell her she can't?
Who am I to deny? You're the boss.
Hmm.
Did I give you the impression I disapproved? Perish the thought.
Well, then...
I keep my disdain in private. I know
I
better.
guess we're all set, then, to, get, jobs, Reggie.
Right then, you'll be happy to know I got ourselves 3 possible job opportunities, and I pull out like a tiny little parchment that I borrowed from the tavern with just some notes scribbled on it. All right, let me see here. All right, the first
a bar napkin.
is it. Don't judge. I didn't have my parchment with me. I left it on the boat. All right, let me see here. All right, so the first one, and as I pull up my notes, let me just pull this up right here, because this is where everything's written. All right, now let's see. The first job we have is, I would say, the easiest of the three. Just a simple cargo run. Looks like a farm got raised recently and they're in need of some supplies. The farm is, if I'm remembering correctly from what the barkeep told me, just south of Kanalam. They just need seeds, fertilizer, tools, basic essentials. You know how it is. Let's see. The contact for that one is named Blythe? 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 I don't know. All right, that's number one. Number two is, this is definitely what I would consider medium. It looks like this one, a couple people are going to need some transport. They're going to be heading to, oh, here it is, Imperious. But it looks like they are in need of some hasty travel. The original ship couldn't exactly make it. But it looks like the people that were transporting might be folks to keep our eyes on. And let's see, the final one. Oh, now this one I call interesting. It looks like. Yeah, I'd like to think that there's a history with the crew. Whenever Reggie says something is interesting, it's always led to problems.
And this is when we first met at the tavern. That was interesting.
And it is a memory I shall treasure forever, Mr. Smedgwick. All right,
Smegwick.
All right, Shorty. All right, so let me. Shishing.
Spit wit.
Daggers.
Gentlemen.
Kind of
Right.
Weak. What? We haven't killed each other yet.
Let's wait till we hear all the jobs before you kill each other.
Fine. And I twirl the daggers in my fingers and then put them back in their sheaths just to kind of show off a bit.
I roll my eyes.
All right, let me see here. The third job. Now, like I said, this one caught my eye a bit. Looks like someone needs us to pick up an item. Never really gave any names and such. There's an Arakakwa who's waiting for us on a particular island that I did not happen to catch the name of. And when I say that, I mean he did not give it to me. A specific island in the Fading Isles, and we have to give him this item. The pay in this one, compared to the other two, is the best it is. But apparently they're also wanting us to keep tight lips about this one. So that's what I find interesting.
Well, we have no one to tell it any information on. So.
That's what I thought.
But how are we supposed to pick up an item on an island we don't have the name of?
Well, apparently...
You would all know, due to the nature of the Fading Isles, just islands kind of randomly raise up and then sink back beneath the veil. Most of them don't have the names. Some will be giving, numeric or hexadecimal, identifiers if they're large enough that they're major mining operations. But generally, you're just kind of given coordinates of an island, because an island may be there one day and then the next it just disappears, never to be seen again. So naming them would be kind of pointless.
Yeah, when the barkeep told me about this third job, he failed to give me a name, but he did give me some very nice instructions on how to find this one particular island in the set. Apparently, we're supposed to be looking for a dwarf with a cloak with a nice little blue bonnet right there. Pay is good. We just gotta grab an item, give it to this Arakakwa, and we'll be getting paid.
I'm all for bigger pay.
Hi.
Smegwick.
Always good for coin.
Great. Looks like we're doing Mystery Islands.
Spit Reese too.
Yeah. We have a consensus then?
You got an A+ from me, Miss Captain.
All right. Now, are we getting something from the island, or are we dropping something off to the island?
All right, let me see here. Let me just consult.
It's like an X because my internet dropped out on me. We are taking the job on the
Fading Isle.
To kind of clarify a few things, in order to get the coordinates to the island itself, you will have to go back to the tavern and actually negotiate your price and everything with the person that's actually hiring you. Who is?
I'm sorry. It's the people transport one.
No, this is the one where you go into the fading aisles and pick up an item.
The item one.
That nobody can talk about.
Okay. Sorry, again, my internet had dropped out.
You're fine, dude. You're fine.
That's okay.
So yeah, the person waiting in the tavern for you didn't give a name, just a dwarf wearing a cloak with a blue clasp.
Oh, the dwarf is here.
Yes, the Aarakocra is waiting on
that's...
the island, but the dwarf is the person that's actually going to hire you, and part of the hiring process will be agreeing on a set payment, which you all would know because that's how it generally works. Is the barkeep will generally go, hey, he and her are looking to hire you. This is what they're looking for, and then you physically meet with the person to discuss price.
Gotcha.
Well, Reggie, you are the negotiator here.
And I am happy to oblige our lovely captain. If you would all be accompanying me over to this fine tavern here, I will take you to our contact.
Yeah.
I look at Ali and I'm like, can you go in a tavern? Can you do that?
You know, maybe if we put her on top of Goblin Boy here, maybe they might pass off for an adult.
How old do you have to be to enter?
How old are you?
15.
Ooh.
Right, you stay on the ship. Go ahead and make
I
your
think
back
as
home.
long as she doesn't get served, it won't be a problem. Is this Voxus?
Yeah, drinking regulations, especially under the Voxus, are significantly less lax than most, especially since most of the taverns are not exclusively serving alcoholic beverages.
Okay.
They're places where people go home, go to hang out, to get meals. They're kind of a combination restaurant in all in one. So
Got it. All right.
TGIF at Voxus.
Don't wander. Just stick close to us.
Okay.
Jody, this is a very important question. How many pieces of flair are they wearing?
you know what? You'll have to wait until you get there to see. But from what you've gathered, some of them will probably have a lot of flair, and some may not have enough flair. Whether you want to bring that up to them isn't entirely up to you. But
no, I'm just gonna back up I'm just gonna back up the waitress who finally snaps and says, "If you want 26 numbers of flair, why don't you make that the minimum?" And she's gonna movie reference.
I'm gonna need you to go ahead and come in on Saturday.
Yeah.
That's my deepler. Anyway,
Okay, but I'm gonna set the building on fire.
Okay, that's less trouble.
Any other preparations you guys want to make before you head to this tavern?
Do I need to lock up the ship? What do I?
Take out the small little artificer device. You just press it. And you just hear.
Just go, generally, you would normally have at least one person that would kind of watch over the ship to make sure no one, climbed on that wasn't supposed to be. But everything that leads below deck has a lock to it.
Okay.
But yeah, most larger ships will leave at least some of the crew actually on the ship.
Okay.
Just to partially assist the security and partially to kind of control the crew itself, with some people be on shore leave while the rest are keeping the ship running, things like that. Smaller ships, generally you just kind of, if you don't have enough people to leave on there, you just lock all the stuff that leads below deck, and except that anything that you keep on the deck may not be there when you get back, depending on the dock you're docked at.
Okay.
It's like when you go when you drive around and to the before times when people left their homes during Christmas season. You don't leave
leave
anything in the car. You left it in the trunk.
Yeah.
Really quickly from Zach Dobson, he gives Day, otherwise known as Karen, a potion of healing. So you can go ahead. The way healing works as far as chat redemptions is if you are missing any hit points when someone redeems it, you immediately just roll whatever the healing would be and add that to your hit point total. No need to use an action or anything. If you're already full health, you just pocket a potion of healing. So
Great. Okay.
You have a potion.
Thanks, Zach. A potion of healing.
Back to the game. So, any other prep work before you guys head off to this tavern?
No.
Right.
Cursor I have over me.
As you guys enter into the tavern itself, it seems somewhat regular. You see a lot of dock workers there, which is relatively average for a tavern that's in the docks district. But you also see just kind of a plethora of people in different clothing, speaking with different accents from literally all over the sovereignty. With how active mining is and everything on Vox's Landing, it attracts a ton of people. And so these taverns tend to be melting pots. As you come in, you do see kind of sequestered off in a corner is a remarkably large dwarf, probably one of the taller ones you've ever seen. Being actually a little bit taller than Aoi. Sitting in this kind of corner area of the tavern. And while he does have a drink in front of him, it almost you would almost guess it was glued to the table with how little he interacts with it. And he's just kind of sitting there, hunched over. He glances around the room every so often, but doesn't do much beyond that.
Is he looking like he's constantly scanning the room? Or is he like just being nonchalant, just keeping an eye out?
Definitely. You think he is very aware of his surroundings.
Okay, I quickly look over at the captain and I just kind of give a little like mock flirty wink at her and I just go, "Am I allowed to work my magic, Captain?"
I just like gesture.
Reggie.
I will have Smegwick. I'm sorry. Smegwick will have Spitwit. Will nonchalantly kind of fly up to the rafters and keep a bird's eye view.
Okay.
And I'll go sit at a table like where I can keep Reggie in my eye line and like order food because I'm sure I'm hungry and I'm sure Aoi's hungry as well. So
Before approaching the dwarf, Reggie kind of nods to the captain, nods to Smegwick, nods to... I'm sorry, what was the familiar's name again?
Spitwit.
Spitwit, thank you. Nods to Spitwit. Looks at...
Then looks for R2 to launch his light. Oh, wait, sorry. Wrong move.
Looks at Aoi and he just kind of smiles for a moment before turning back to the dwarf. Pardon me, my good sir, but is this seat taken?
Keep your voice down.
Fine by
Sit
me.
down before I get annoyed.
Are we all there, or is it just Reggie?
It's just me.
I'm
sorry, is it?
Well, but both Karen and Aoi have gone off to their own kind of booth. and are just waiting for a server to come over to take their order. You are
Smegwick
welcome
will
to
be with Karen and Owie,
Okay.
but occasionally he will be eavesdropping through Spitwit.
Okay.
Telepathic connection.
Just because we haven't had a roll yet, and we've been playing for almost for 45 minutes, how about you make Spitwick make a stealth check for me?
Okay, let's
First
see.
roll the campaign for
Stealthy little guy.
Let me see what my familiar stealth is. His stealth is a +4. Okay. And Shibuya.
Shabooey.
14 on the die. That is a total of 18 for Spitwit stealth.
All right, so as you kind of suspend, I'm gonna try this again. All
Speaking
these
the language of the
words
gods.
are hard enough without a stutter. As you
been in the Tower of Babel.
send Spitwick up to the rafters, the first thing he kind of notices is he's not the only one up here. There's a couple other birds that just seem to kind of be hanging around, which is
Possibly not the only familiar.
possibly, or it may also be being this close to the docks in the open air. Every so often, a bird or two will show up. You can see another.
Oh, so it's just birds.
Thus far, that's all Spitwick sees.
Tressum or cats or...
Not as of yet, but again, Spitwick's not really looking for that. He's focused on what's going on in the conversation. So he positions himself as close to over the table as he can.
Keeping in the shadows, of course.
And to the fact that the person you are eavesdropping on is a bit...
So Smegwick's back's going to be to the guy, looking like talking, or just not moving very much. But so that way he doesn't, because I think Smegwick knows enough to, like, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
because when you channel through your familiar, it's kind of like your my visual and my auditory goes through him, and I kind of go catatonic. So
as you're
like...
there and you're kind of watching, you suddenly feel this kind of just a strange feeling, and I need a saving throw from Spitwick.
Look at that save and throw.
Did a dex save.
Don't you kill my sweet boy before the game gets up going.
Normally, it's a good idea to make me roll for things, because I can't roll. But I rolled really well on that particular one.
So what's it? What saving throw?
Did dex. I'm so sorry. Dex save.
See, I know I have... See, for a familiar, I have the dex stat, but I don't know about the actual save.
If it's on this as a stat block, if it doesn't specifically say the save is different, then it's just their dex score. They don't add their proficiency to it.
Okay, so in this case, it's just +2.
Yep.
Okay.
A lot of monsters generally don't have a ton of
No!
Oh no!
I rolled a 2. That's a 4.
All right.
Spitwick just lands on my head.
We don't know what happened yet, and...
Well, Spitwick takes 12 radiant damage.
He does have, as a pseudo-dragon, he does have magic resistance.
So I think
So he has advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects, so I actually get to roll again.
Yep, because this is a spell.
Nine.
Cool. So to
9
12 radiant damage, as this very brief kind of spark of 1 hit point left, or
He's a familiar!
oh yeah, okay.
They only
good.
have 1 hit point.
Yeah, which is kind of what I thought, and also what the.
Oh no, I'm sorry. He actually is. I'm sorry. No, he's gone. He has 7 hit points.
Yep.
His AC
Same
is
result.
13. His AC is 13.
Yep. So as you're sitting there kind of watching and eavesdropping, suddenly there's this kind of bright flash, and then you're back in your own senses, and your head is killing you as you feel the connection between you and Spitwick just instantly severed.
How does that sound? Spitwick just expiring like that, like a pop or something?
He's a familiar and a little inside baseball. He's a Fey origin creation. So when he gets misted, he just when he gets taken down. There's no body.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
they just familiars from the Find Familiar spell just kind of disintegrate. Reggie, as you're sitting there, you see him kind of tense up for a moment. He looks, and you watch him just kind of slam a fist on the table.
No, his nails just dug into the table. There's no slamming.
Oh no, this is the dwarf.
This is the dwarf.
Oh, the dwarf did. Okay.
Yeah, the dwarf just kind of slammed his hand on the table, and you hear this kind of almost like small glass breaking sound. As
Do I know
there's
what
this
happened to
little bit.
Spitwit?
What?
Do I know what happened to Spitwit?
Let me finish describing
Okay.
it, and we can go back to that. So you hear this kind of tinkling sound, and you see this kind of deep indigo flash of light, very, very briefly, though it wasn't bright enough or loud enough to really get above the rest of the noise of the bard. And then you watch as the dwarf turns to you. Who are you?
Now, my good sir.
Quickly, or you won't be leaving here.
Now, my good sir.
Spying.
Now,
Well,
my
that's
good sir. Sorry.
Going on. Sorry, I'm running 2 different parties simultaneously. You've had this happen often and enough. Something hit your familiar and caused it to take damage. Because it happened so quickly, you're not 100% certain who could cast the spell. But if you had
Was it fire or with electricity?
Oh no, it was radiant damage. You think it was as
radiant. Oh, you said that. I'm sorry. Yes.
What's it? I can't remember the basic cleric attack spell. What's?
Guiding bolt?
Smite.
No, it's a cantrip. What's it called? Anyway, it's a cleric's spell that I can't remember because I'm a super awesome DM that always.
There's also
does.
a lot of spells. I mean, let's be really fair.
Yeah, but it's the most common. Anyway, yeah, it was attacked by a spell.
Sacred Flame?
Sacred Flame. There we go. This is Sacred Flame. This is Sacred Flame. Which you've seen before. It's a very common cleric spell, though you're kind of surprised that a cleric is here. Because this really isn't like there's no temples anywhere nearby the docks district. They tend to be in other parts of this station, so it just seemed kind of awkward that a cleric would be there. So yeah, you know, this is someone has attacked your familiar. Going back to you, Reggie. You
I
had
would say that
Sorry.
Reggie probably knows Smegwick's tricks. And it's probably not the first time we've done this kind of thing before.
Oh, absolutely.
So maybe you might be able to, BS your way out of this.
Oh, yeah. And I actually had a very simple way. Reggie just kind of like puts his hands up and goes like, "Oh my, nah, what was that?"
I'm not in the mood for games.
Nah, good sir. Let me just say, I'm not here to play any games with you.
Then why did you bring us as a spy with you?
He leans over and he grabs you by the scruff.
What are you working for? Do you know who you have pissed off?
Now, good sir. I don't think you would like to piss off some possible co-workers who would like to help you on your little, shall we say, item procurement.
He kind of throws you away. This is over. This stinks. You stink like Marines. And you watch him get up from the table and walk away.
Now, good sir. I would like to personally bet that we are the only ones who ever approached you with your little problem. Do I assume correct?
He's walked out of the tavern at this point. You can go after him if you like, but he seems done at this point.
I thought I could yell after him. Okay.
You can. Like, he didn't acknowledge that he heard you, but it would have been impossible not to. Like, you spoke very clearly. Like, everyone in the bar knows you were talking to him. He just walked out.
Reggie just kind of sighs, stands back up, adjusts his vest a bit, walks over to the exit, quickly walking past the Captain Smegwick and Owie. He just goes, "Sorry, this doesn't normally happen." And just walks right out the door.
I swear, this has never happened before. Really, just give me another chance.
Smegwick looks at Karen and goes, "Interesting."
I'm like, well, let's follow him. We don't need him just getting killed.
Okay.
Charcoal, incense, and other herbs ain't cheap, yeah.
You all... Go ahead.
Yeah, please, no, you first. You first.
Reggie, as you come out of the tavern, you instantly just start kind of glancing around, expecting him to be relatively close to the entrance because he literally just walked out, and you don't see him at first.
Okay,
go and make me a perception check.
Okay, basically, Reggie just kind of goes through the tavern doors and goes like, "Sir, I would personally like to..." What the hell? Perception check, you said?
Yuppers.
Ooh, that's not good. 11?
Looking around, you've got no idea where this guy went
In the hell?
Yes, Smegwick?
I thought we were all rolling perception.
Oh, no, because he was the first one out. He gets out, a few seconds before you guys do.
Oh, God.
Well, that will be the first thing I did.
Okay. So as you're sitting there trying to figure out where he was,
I got a nat 20.
Which is great. Smegwick, as you could come out, you almost run directly into Reggie, who's just looking around dumbfounded. And you pretty easily put two and two together and just start looking around for the guy. And you see the what appears to be a cloaked figure just kind of duck into to an alley a good 60 feet away, which for anyone is an impressively fast distance to cover, but for just kind of the stocky build of him, like that was...
If you know the right spell.
I duck down to Smegwick and I just go, 2 gold says that's our guy.
And I come up behind them.
I pointed him out to you.
I come up behind them and like put my hands on their shoulders and I'm like, is this worth it?
How you could kind of come out following your new crew.
Smegwick's already walking.
As soon as you could come out, you see them kind of confer for a millisecond, and then Smegwick is already trying to follow.
And again, over my shoulder, looking at Reggie going, "Interesting."
I just give a big sigh and like follow back, bodyguarding them or whatever.
Razzle, frazzle, frizzle.
Frazzle, frazzle.
I don't know how much you want me to go, Jody. I'm playing it. I'm trying to play it relatively nice.
Great. I'm very happy. So Reggie, are you going with the rest of the group, or do you have an alternate thing that you wanted to do?
At this moment, no, I do not. I am sticking with my crew.
Okay. So as you guys turn into the alley, you notice that the music has changed.
Changes.
God damn it.
Oh, hold on, wait, the music changed.
As you guys go through, you start. You go to this alley, and while the whole docks area, this is station, is pretty busy, the back alleys and the things like that generally aren't. People avoid them simply because there's not a whole lot of room to maneuver if something does go wrong, and they tend to be really good spots to get mugged.
Work.
The bigger ones are usually used for work, since this is Vox's Landing. The smaller ones are like key points for... going to lose all your shinies and maybe a kidney.
Yeah. But you've got two, so it's really not that big a deal. Anyway, so as you guys turn around, you go into this smaller alley, and it is just about empty. You can hear some noise further down the alley, but it curves, so you can't actually see who's making the noise. But it's obviously heavy footfalls going very quickly. Someone is running.
I repeat, is this worth it, gentlemen?
Captain, need I remind you when the last time was when we had a good paying job?
Is it worth our lives? This guy doesn't seem too friendly
Are they ever?
or persuadable.
Okay, let's... I would like nothing more than to hellish rebuke his face off. But, Reggie, do we know where this guy approached you? Where this guy might be headed?
Do I know that, or was the last time I saw him, he was just like in the? We're talking about the dwarf, right?
Yes.
Was there a go-between?
Well, there was the barkeep. He was the one who pointed him out to me.
Listen, it's your head if you want to keep going after him, but maybe tomorrow we'll be in a better mood.
As much as I would like answers to Chuckles, who just got away, if he's really that antsy, maybe this interesting spot may not be as lucrative for us as, It's kind of hard to be in the profit margin when you're spending most of your gold on healing potions.
Reggie just kind of playfully sulks for a moment, takes the one little bar napkin that had job number 3 printed on it, and goes like, "Oh well," just kind of crumples it up, throws it into a barrel. We still got 2 others.
Right, so, do you want to transport the sketchy people, or, do the farm thing?
You mainly, when you say the transport farm people, you say, what's the sketchy thing? Maybe that's a little bit more profitable.
Let's see. The sketchy thing is... looks like we're going to be bringing a group of 4 individuals to Imperius in the core. But it looks like they are on a bit of a time schedule. Pay is good. A little too good for just a simple bringing people from A to B.
Possibly being pursued.
3 of these people actually used to be in the military, it looks like. And it looks like if we want to get more details, we got to seek out a high elf named... And I squint at the paper. The barkeep wrote down this name. Kaelwyn, it looks like.
Do you think we can approach this one without pissing them off?
Hey,
All things aside, that guy had a hair trigger.
a little too much of a hair trigger, yeah.
True. Well,
Double back to the bar?
let's
Is that
go.
where the other meeting is?
Is it? Is it?
Yeah,
I have no
it's a
indication.
relatively large tavern, and it's not uncommon for
Guys,
people to
I have 2 dates on the same night.
Yeah, it's not uncommon for people that are looking to hire a ship to hang out in one of the taverns that are in the docks district, because most of the crew will come to the taverns for shore leave and to get drunk, and it's just kind of become an accepted practice that if you want to hire a ship, you kind of just wait in one of the taverns and let the barkeep know, hey, we got a job. So it's just kind of how things work after years of more complicated things. People just accepted, no, this is fun. So back to the bar.
Back to the bar.
I'm already kind of like warming up, rubbing my hands together. All right. Hopefully I get it this time.
As you guys,
I'm gonna sit in this one time with you since,
Yeah, do with what you will, dude.
As you guys come in, you see another table. This one not in a corner. It's just up against a wall with a window right next to it. You see the high elf kind of sitting there in what looks kind of common rundown clothing, but Aoi, sorry, Aoi, you specifically would be able to notice someone that was highborn, effectively trying to slum it, because they tend to get certain things wrong when they try to dirty themselves up and make them look poor, because the upper class don't tend to spend a lot of time around the lower class. So to you, it's blatantly obvious that this is a person from high society that is trying their best to pretend that they're poor.
One quick question, and this is more of like a lore question in the world of this campaign. Do high elves have any kind of discrimination views against half elves? Or do they just not care? Elf and elf, half elf, who cares?
I think Galadrin did.
Yeah, but this isn't an Eladrin. This is just a high elf.
Yeah,
I'm
true.
sorry, say that one more time. I was doing a couple different
I just wanted to know, in the lore of this world, would we know if the high elves have any kind of like racist thoughts towards half elves? Because Reggie's just a half elf, and this guy's a high elf.
Not really in the sovereignty, because of just kind of how the elemental planes themselves really only have two native races. The sovereignty is Arakakakra and Air Genasi are the only native races here. And before the elemental wars, people immigrated and emigrated like crazy. So for the most part, at least in the sovereignty, there aren't any real like racial tensions, because politics is such a big deal in the sovereignty, specifically upper class versus lower class. Classism is a much bigger problem. Racism just really isn't a thing here.
All right.
So,
Before I approach this Kaelwyn guy, I just kind of adjust my hair a little bit so that my half elf ears are just a little bit more visible, possibly to make this guy a bit more comfortable around me.
Okay.
Do you point out the guy before we go to the table?
Yeah, just before I even approach the table, I just kind of like lean over to everyone. I go like, "That's him."
As you see him, not only do you see the high elf, but you see the other three people. One is a human, and the other to look to be Air Genasi, but the three that are not the high elf are on high alert. Like they are constantly looking around. They're not even interacting with the high elf at all.
So on one high elf, 3 air genasi.
2 air genasi, 1 human.
Oh, okay.
All right. Time to get into character. Just kind of stretch a bit, roll my neck.
Smegwick just looks at you, just like.
And I very like it in more clear view this time approach the table, making sure that like the direction I'm coming at the table, Kaelwyn would be facing me directly, so I'm in clear view of everyone as possible.
Okay.
And I just go, "Excuse me, my good sir.
As you get close, the human stands up and just goes, "What's your business here?" And you hear from behind when, "Arthur, for the love of the gods, calm down. You're making us a scene."
Smegwick pops from behind Reggie, and suddenly he was looking like in regular garb, but when he pointed him out, now he looks a little bit more like a merchant.
Okay.
Black long coat with purple lining, navy blue vest, fine green silk waist sash, dark gray pants. A little bit fancier.
Still, to kind of show that we are not any kind of threat, I still kind of have my hands up a little, just for a bit.
Like, hey, what's everyone nervous about here?
And you
This is a tavern. It's a lively place.
You see the human, who's obviously named Arthur, just kind of gets this look of kind of annoyance, and then sits down, but just staring to the daggers through you guys. And you watch as the high elf goes, "Are you here?"
Someone's wound a little tight.
Oh, I do agree, my good friend.
I apologize for my... And you see him hesitate for a moment as he tries to pick a word. Friend, here. He's... we've had a bit of a rough day, his own. Are you here to inquire about the job? And you notice he seems to be keeping his voice really low. To the point where you have to lean in a little bit to hear him over the roar of the crowd. You had something, Sister Smengler?
I was just curious, when he was trying to find the right words, in regards to how he was he trying to just, like, was there a long pause?
That sounds like a really good insight to check to me.
Keep picking things I don't have. Good. That's a 19 total.
Okay.
I'm just curious if he was like friend, or did he like partner, associate?
You saw that he was actually, because you've seen this happen before. Generally, with just people that aren't good liars. He was about to say something else. And with a 19, you would have noticed that his mouth is starting to form an M. But he caught himself and went, friend. So whatever he was going to say, it definitely wasn't a friend.
But I don't have any inclination what that might have been. Like,
he didn't say enough of it. But it's obvious. Friend is not what this person is. You don't know what their relationship is, but it's obviously they're not just friends.
Reggie very slowly, like, just puts his hands on the table, just so they're in clear view, and he also kind of leans in, giving a little nod to Smegwick, before he turns back to Kaelwyn. He just goes, me and my compatriots heard that you are in need of some transporting some certain individuals, and myself and my compatriots happen to be running into some free time, and we'd be most delighted to help you out with your particular little situation.
That's fantastic. That's exactly what we... And you see one of the genasi just kind of put a hand on his shoulder and kind of give him a glance, and then remove it. Yes, that's why we're here. You can see again. He's kind of reaching for every word he's saying. Our ship ran into some trouble, rough air, and well, we just need to get back to Imperius. I work in I work in the kitchen of one of the major households, and I was on vacation. I'm supposed to be back, and if I'm not back soon, they'll fire me. So me and my friends just need to get back very quickly.
I'm
Bitch
insight
is
checking
bad.
this. I'm insight
Yeah.
checking
Go
this
ahead.
guy.
Can I hear him too?
I didn't actually.
Yeah, where are
ask,
the captain and Owie during
where
this time?
Did you guys go? Because they obviously went. Did you guys go with them? Did you go back to your table? Because you guys never
Okay.
really got served.
No, we didn't. I was just planning on doing the same thing, like sitting at a nearby table where I could where we can like keep an eye on them, but not be like overwhelming these people with all of us at once.
Yeah. You can. This particular group did not pick as advantageous a table for secrecy as your other contact. So finding a table near enough that you guys can try to eavesdrop is not difficult. Because he's speaking so low, I will need perception checks from both of you just to see if you can pick up all of it.
In the
On the
meantime,
rare
I'll-
time when me and Reggie are on the same page, we're like, insight check.
Go for it. Give me some insight checks.
That is not. That's not bad for me. 15.
Okay.
I
11.
got a 21.
So we'll deal with the insight in just a second. Let's start with the perception. What did you get again, Karen?
11.
Okay, so Karen, you're having a little bit of difficulty hearing what the high elf is saying, but you have
Checks
no
out.
problem hearing Reggie or Smegwick.
Of course not.
Owie, on the other hand, you're hearing everything. Again, you guys are close enough, and this guy just doesn't seem to quite understand how to be secretive in a tavern. Insight checks. What do we got?
Okay.
I got a 21.
Okay.
9.
I got a healthy 4 in total.
Right.
9.
Well, you guys, Owie and Karen, you guys don't need insight checks. You're just listening.
Now, I can't get a read on them, but obviously I'm like,
Yeah, you're a little bit.
the story is just not checking out. I'm like,
Well,
what?
you're a little bit preoccupied while he's telling this as a story. You're a little bit more focused on the three other people. One of which his hand has not left, or has been beneath the table the entire time, which puts you a little bit on edge. So you've kind of just been focusing on these guys and just kind of missed being able to get a read on him at all.
So important point in regards to that, which I'm sure you can also tell. My passive perception is 12. In case you needed to know that.
Yep. No, this is again with your background. This is obvious to you. It's something you've just learned to naturally look for.
Clearly not a sous chef.
Yeah. Reggie, on the other hand, this is a bold-faced lie. It's not even a good lie. And not only is he making up as he goes, it's obvious to you he doesn't even understand what he's lying about. It would be like an accountant coming up with a lie about how he joined this underground fighting ring. You know, the worlds are just so apart. He gets details wrong, like really basic stuff he just doesn't get. And so to you, this is blatantly obvious.
Even
Between the kitchen and then saying vacationing here.
Before I continue, on a side note, with kind of thinking about how both Smegwick and Reggie both got insight red alerts at the exact same time. I just like to think that even though they get on each other's nerves all the time, they have they have the best chemistry.
Game respect game. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Even
he doesn't like that he respects you on that level.
And Reggie's the exact same way. So anyway, with knowing that this guy is just so blatantly BSing him, I'm actually not going to say anything, and I'm just going to smile at him and just go, well, my good sir, me and my crew would be happy to be of service for you.
And
now,
you see, he's had this kind of expression of contained fear the entire time. Like he's been kind of whispering, he's been a little shaky, and as you say that, you see this just wave of relaxation just wash over him. You see him smile for the first time. Oh, that's wonderful. We can leave right now. Well, do I have all my? No, I can leave my things because I can send my.
Now, calm down, good sir. Calm down, good sir. We can leave whenever you wish, but it's not something that you should rush. Take your time. Be prepared. In the meantime, I will converse with my crew, and I'll be in touch with you in just a few moments.
Have an aperitif. Have a meal. Have a drink. Get this guy some fiber.
No. You don't understand. We need to leave now. We need to leave right. And you watch as he stops mid-sentence and seems to focus on something over your shoulder.
Can I do like a perception check to see if I notice that?
It's blatantly obvious to you at this. Like the fact that he stopped mid sentence, you can't avoid the fact that he just noticed this is something.
Can I look at his eye line since he doesn't even know we're listening?
Yeah.
Can I look at where he's looking?
Yeah. As he stops speaking, you very casually just kind of glance over, and you see three very large. They might be Goliaths. You're not entirely sure, because they are covered in tattoos and scars. So they could be just really, really large humans. They could be more kind of smaller, medium-sized Goliaths. Whatever they are, they're massive, and they're not smiling, and they're looking directly at the high elf.
I'm gonna like take charge here and get up and walk over to the table and look him in the eye with his companions and be like, I'm the captain of the ship, and I'm not taking you on unless you tell the truth. I'm not messing with anyone that's gonna get us killed.
Oh, you better listen to her.
Well, see, the truth is kind of a complicated, and suddenly you hear Tailwind.
I'm not fighting these guys for you unless you give me a reason.
Listen, whatever your price, I can pay it, but I cannot go with these people, okay? They're here to kidnap me and ransom me. My father will pay whatever. We need to leave. And you see his three friends instantly get up, draw weapons, and go, Your Highness, leave now. We will take care of this.
I'm sorry.
No, I push up. I immediately go, Reggie, we need to do a little bit of distraction here while these chuckleheads get out the back door.
Not a problem. And okay, let me see if I can.
Immediately, I'm pointing to me and Reggie, distraction. While you lead to the captain to do whatever. Whatever they're going to do.
You get
dance to fullest to kind of block them.
Sure.
Okay. I just lead down to Smegwith. You get him out of here. I'll run interference.
We'll run interference. Don't worry about that.
What is the standing formation of these new guys that just walked in? Are they standing in a line?
There's one in front, and then two just flanking him. A foot behind him on either shoulder.
Okay.
And they're kind of making a beeline. You guys are near They're at the entrance to the tavern, which is about the 30 feet away from you guys. And Reggie, you would know there's a back door through the kitchen in this tavern.
The tables that are in this tavern, do they have like not silverware but like ironware, like the equivalent of like utensils?
Some of the patrons will have utensils. The tables are not set with them or anything like that. And this particular tavern is pretty full. There's only one or two empty tables anyway.
The table that we're at, are there any like iron knives or something?
There's nothing on this table. It looks like they never ordered anything, which is another thing that if you were trying to lay low in a tavern, you would always order something. So it's just more and more things are stacking up that this person doesn't know how to lie low.
Mm-hmm. I
had a plan. But
can I send Aoi, be like, take them to the ship? I'm gonna be like, show them the way, like, out the back. She's small, like, she's...
Captain, take the both of them, take them out there. If this could be our payday, you two take them to the ship. Me and Reggie will try to do our best distraction, buy you time. I have no intention of being turned into a smear here.
Alright.
Come on, everyone, let's move.
Alright, I'll go with them then and protect the job.
Okay.
Payday.
Go ahead. What do you guys want to do?
Reggie just kind of like turns over to face the three guys with Smegrick right next to him and goes, So what do you think we ought to do here? Like, plan dragon, plan wyvern, like, what do you want to do?
Old friends.
Old friends! I can definitely do with that. Hey, Bobby, is that you? And
No, this is Huey Louie, remember? Or is it Manny Mo Jack? I recognize those faces anywhere, right?
Oh man, it's so great to see you. Now, as we're talking, I like reach into my pocket and I pull out like a tiny little compartment of makeup powder that I stole from Kale Wynn's room. Don't ask me how I did that. And I kind of puff it into the air between us and the big guys, and I cast Friends.
Okay. Make me a sleight of hand check to see if you can do it before they realize what's going on.
Is that all three, or is that just a singular?
I believe for friends is a single target.
I know
there's a couple of variations, but
I cast it on the middle guy.
Okay, good.
And I rolled 18.
All right. So Smegwick, as you're doing this, and you're just, hey, yeah, Mary Mo, Larry, Karen and Aoi, you guys start kind of trying to coerce these people to go towards the back.
Yeah, as I kind of lead them out, I ready my sword and shield for a fight if we need to.
Okay. So you've got your rapier in one hand and what, like a buckler on the other, or?
It's like a small shield.
Okay. So you got that, and you've kind of prepared them. As you guys get to the back of the room, you go through the only other door you can see here, and you're instantly hit with this just wave of steam and heat and smells. You've just walked into a kitchen, and you almost get run into by one of the waitstaff that just goes, "Hey, watch where you going!" And they push past you. You see the cook kind of turn around and go, "What are you doing in my shop? This is my shop. You no come into my kitchen. Get out of here."
Sorry, sir. And I just like plow a path through for everyone with my large.
Is this chef trying to chop up like a tiny crab that's just running around?
As that's happening, what's the save I make for friends?
Okay, so for friends, for the duration, you have advantage on all charisma checks directed at one creature of your choice that isn't hostile towards you. The middle guy in this case. When the
Technically,
spell,
technically not hostile towards us.
yeah, they don't give a crap about us. They're hostile towards Kaelin.
Yet.
Yeah, yet.
So there's no save?
Well, hold on.
For friendly,
No, there is no save. However, once the spell ends, the target will realize that a spell was cast, and they will become hostile.
Totally remember that. So as they come up and they see them start going, you guys kind of interpose yourself between them and the people going. And as you kind of do this, you see the lead go, what is it? He looks down. They're getting away. Come on! And they
No, come on, no, lambda. That's where I remember. And now I'm going to cast Fey Presence, which is it's my ability. It's because of my build. Fey Presence. Once per short rest, as an action, you can cause each creature in 10 feet from you to make a Wisdom saving throw, DC 16. Or become charmed or frightened, in this case charmed, by me. And it's for one turn.
Okay,
but everything's buying time.
What kind of saving throw do they have to make?
DC 16 Wisdom saving throw.
Then now, Friends wouldn't work because Friends is a charisma.
Yeah. That's also going to mean, Reggie, I need you to make the saving throw.
No,
as well,
because I know from me, so I can.
Choose.
Well, they're from me, so I should be able to. Yeah, each creature in a 10-foot cube from me.
Oh, so it's okay. Never mind. I thought it was just 10 feet. Okay, cool. 3 wisdom saves.
These guys don't strike me as wise, but you know.
You'd be surprised. That's in that one. There's the roll that you're suspecting. As you invoke this Fey presence, the two people behind seem to kind of go for a second, then they kind of look at you and they smile a bit. The one in the front seems different to it.
Maybe that's a familiar. No, where was that? Maybe
he looks at Reggie.
That one vacation spot, maybe.
What's going on? He's trying to cast a spell on me.
I didn't cast a spell.
To just punch you.
Punching me?
Yeah, he goes to just.
I wish a fool would. Go ahead.
So he's gonna real
quick.
Punch
the warlock.
Well, that's a 22.
Okay.
Reggie, recognizing that the warlock is about to be punched, takes just one giant step to the left.
Yeah, I think Reggie's like, oh no.
Oh yeah. So
first off, how much damage am I taking?
You take 4 points of bludgeoning damage. Because this guy's kind of built, but it's still up of a punch.
But it's also non-lethal because unless he's proficient.
Right? Technically, you're always proficient in unarmed strikes.
Well, unarmed, but normally it's like.
You can try non-lethal damage with a punch, but you can try lethal. It doesn't really matter at this particular moment unless you have 4 hit points. Because non-lethal damage and lethal damage take your hit points down the same.
Oh yeah, but my understanding is unless you like, as far as I know, only monks or someone like that can do lethal damage with a punch.
No, anyone can do lethal damage with a punch. Monks are the only ones that get to actually roll it to die. Everyone else just gets a 1 plus your strength mod is how much damage you do.
Oh, okay.
So that's the whole monk
when he
thing.
hits me, it must be like. Yeah, it's like, because it's usually one of 2 ways. It usually ends like, okay, this is side B, great.
You taste a little bit of blood in your mouth. The 2 guys next to him just
and in that
look
instance,
at him like he's just insulted their friend, and they just kind of look at him just strange, but are very confused about everything happening.
In that instance, I'm going to be like, now it's like I think it almost would have happened, but like I think that was the way I was going to go. I think even Reggie would be like, you're not gonna like, friend. Normally, any other day, I'd be having steak and kidney pie with your kidneys. But
Reggie's just
I'm
off
gonna
to the
give
side
you
going
one-
like, you shouldn't have done that.
I'm gonna give you a chance to apologize.
You should apologize to my friend here. You really
think
should not have done that.
The two that like this charm may be wearing off effect, but it's not a spell, so it actually just be like pass by. Like, you think your friend should apologize, right?
And they both just kind of nod. Again, very confused about what's going on.
There's absolutely no need for violence. Yeah.
He doesn't seem convinced. He looks around and he goes, "They're gone! Get them!" And I would like you to roll for initiative.
Oh, God!
Yeah!
If I may ask one question, how much time have we bought our...
Yeah, how much time did we buy?
Couple minutes. At this point, by the time the combat breaks out, you guys are pushing through the back door into to an alley, which is deserted aside from a few piles of trash behind this tavern.
Okay, initiative.
I just realized I actually need my tracker.
My initiative is a 14.
That's fantastic. Hold on to that until I have a tracker to write it down in. Because I will forget. All right. So Smegwick, what you got?
Smegwick got a total of 19.
Cool. Reggie, what was it again?
14.
I won't have you two roll just yet. All right.
Yeah,
so,
we're kind of like, because we're buying them time.
Yeah. So this is Smegmic. These guys get angry. The guy in front of you takes a very heavy-looking maul that just happened to be hanging from his hip, which also worries you, and just picks it up and gets ready to fight. The other two just kind of pick up would look like the billy clubs or belaying pins, which is very likely due to the fact that you're in the docks district. You just take them out and they're ready for a fight. What would you like to do?
First off, Smegwick's going to act very shocked in his best impression of, "Oh my God, there's a fight!" And then,
as you say that, all the music in the tavern stops. Everyone is
the guy playing the honky-tonk music.
Ding, ding, ding.
Oh no! If only we had more friends! And I snap my fingers and I cast Mirror Image.
Nice.
Cool.
Where
so
are you?
as you
There you are. There you are.
as you guys are just standing there, you see these finger snaps, and then I think is it 2 or 3 you could create?
In this case, it should be... I'm sorry, I probably made your life so much more difficult now.
No, not really.
In this case, it is called out. 3 illusionary duplicates of yourself appear in your space. Until the spell ends, the duplicates move with you and mimic your action, shifting positions, and so forth.
So you watch as Smegwick is just kind of standing there. He snaps, and now there's 4 of him. And
Triforce technique!
They keep like moving around, like they're constantly just kind of like shifting around in that, and you've kind of lost which is the real Smegwick at that point.
I swear, I'll
Doing
never
the
get
Mortal
out of
Kombat
that.
stance. Doing a Mortal Kombat stance.
Anything else you want to do with your turn?
With that, I believe. Now, if they're, I'm gonna do the best to. No, I'm guessing the one, at least one, is right up in my face because he did punch me.
Yeah, he just punched you, so he.
In this case, I will also use Nimble Escape as my bonus action to basically back up away from him.
Okay. Where are you
And-
backing to towards the kitchen, or where are you going?
I'm actually going to trust that Reggie also knows which way to go. Like, we're basically, like, this is not our first time getting out of a bar or tavern.
Oh
scuffle.
no.
So we can entrust each other to, like, do what's best in case, if we have to split up. So it'll be like, I'm acting like I'm going to go to, I'm acting like me and my mirror images are like, we're backing up towards the kitchen direction.
Okay. Cool.
So I'll be like 15, 20 feet if I have the room, because I know we're also in a tavern.
Yep. No, that's perfectly fine. And then next up is Reggie. What are you doing?
All right, I'm going to, because we really want to try and hold off these guys as best as we can. Instead of pulling out my daggers, I'm going to pull out my long rapier and just kind of like pose dramatically to try to keep them at the far pointy end of it. However, I am actually going to, let me see here. Oh man, I have a plan, and it could work out, but I feel like it might make things worse for us.
What do you want to do?
It's only worse for us if we can't get out of here.
That is very true. That is very true.
Guy in front of you is picking up that mall.
Tell us your cunning plan, Baldric.
With my rapier out, I pointed at the middle guy who never really went along with our little best friends gig thing here. So I just start going along with it, and I just say, you know, you really should have apologized. You really should have listened to your two friends here, and you shouldn't have punched my friend here. And at the tip of my rapier, I like... Associate, thank you. And with the tip of my spear, I gently poke him, but in that poke, I cast Thunder Wave.
All right. Con saves, right?
Constitution save of 14.
So as you sit there and kind of point, with the last word, this just wave of sound erupts from you. Two of them getting blown back into people eating behind them, crushing a couple tables. The third one is just sitting there, and he just kind of covers his ears. Go ahead and roll the damage.
My jalapeno poppers!
The guy who I poked takes 10 damage, and with this guy basically disabled, hunching over, grabbing his ears, and the other two guys blown back, I duck down to Smegwick and I go, now.
Okay.
Question: now is in GTFO or
now is in GTFO? Let's disengage.
So
all right.
The way Thunderwave works is people that fail the save get knocked back to 10 feet. People that make it take half the damage. So what was the total damage? Because they're all going to take a little bit of the damage.
Oh, well,
Isn't that level 1 the Thunderwave, right?
Yeah, this is a normal level 1 Thunderwave. The
Okay.
total damage is 10.
Okay, so the two that got blown back took 10 damage. The one right in front of you took 5. Works.
Better to run away from one guy than all three.
Okay. Are you going to start running, or?
Shall we?
When it's my turn, believe me, I'm getting out of here.
Yeah. Yes or no, because you still have a move on your turn that you haven't used yet. So.
Are you booking it?
Oh yeah, I'm booking it.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
As you go, he kind of absentmindedly swings at
Meanwhile, you don't know which one to look to when you're asking that question.
Sorry. I'm looking right at you. I don't see how.
No, he doesn't know which Smegwick to look to. Like.
Oh,
I just like. All right, Smeg, we got it. And when you talk, they all talk at the same time.
Yeah, we get it.
Does it 21 hit your AC?
My AC?
Yes.
Lack of opportunity.
Yeah, that hits. My AC's 13.
Well, you could have used a bonus action to disengage.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Did you say that?
I'm sorry. I don't think I did say it. No, I thought I was. I did say I disengaged, but I didn't think that that was going to use like a bonus action or anything. I just said I disengage.
Well, so action economy or how actions work in 5th edition, you have an action and a bonus action and a move. Your action was casting the Thunder Wave. Disengage for everyone other than level 2 rogues is an action. So you can't both cast Thunder Wave and disengage.
As a rogue, can't you bonus action disengage?
That's cunning action, which you get at 2nd level.
Wait,
I thought you was 2nd level.
I am a 2nd level rogue.
Okay, so I couldn't remember what level rogue you were. So if you use your bonus action, you can choose to disengage. I will say, in order to do that, you have to say you have to tell me you're using your bonus action to disengage before you move. For this particular time, since it's still new, I'll let you just kind of dodge. He'll still take a swing at you, but you'll duck under it as part of your disengage action.
Okay. And as I duck, I just look at Smegwick. I just choose one and I just say, "We go now."
Yeah.
So you head out and you're able to get to the kitchen using your movement. Aoi and Karen, as you guys are out in the alleyway, you know which direction the ship is. Do you want to take these guys to the ship? Do you want to try and lose whatever possible pursuers you might have in the alleys? What do you guys want to do?
I would like to take an indirect way to the ship.
Okay.
Okay.
And wow, brain is not what we're working tonight for folks. So as you guys get out, Aoi and Karen, you guys kind of both look at each other. Karen seems to know where she wants to go, and she kind of just points and gets ready to leave. Aoi, it's your decision to follow or come up with an alternate plan.
I'll follow her.
Okay.
So you guys a whole 2 minutes 6 seconds.
As you guys just start running down a few more alleys, you suddenly hear, there they are! And you see this very small-looking person with both their features hidden by a cloak, except for the dagger they have in one hand, just booking it towards you guys as you are running.
Small figure?
About Aoi size, maybe a little bit shorter.
Or halfling. Small human.
I mean,
Front or slow?
well, appears like they are running at us with a knife.
Coming at you like this.
Maybe it's a friendly hugging knife.
A friendly hugging knife.
I want to introduce you to Stabby LaRue.
This is friend. He. I'm not gonna go there.
There's no other way. We can't turn to the right or turn to the left.
You have many options. Where you are right now, he's coming from the alley that is basically a direct line to the ship. On the other end of this alley, there's a T intersection. So where you are right now, you can go left, right, or straight. If you want to get away from
wanting to go
him.
secure this anyway.
What was that?
Any one of those directions, you can eventually loop back to get to the ship.
He's blocking the direct path, and you don't want the direct path, right?
Right, yeah, so let's go to the right.
Okay, so you guys both just kind of book it down there. Go ahead and make me athletics checks, both of you.
Okay.
I believe in you.
I got a 6.
Okay.
20.
What was it?
20.
20.
Total.
All right. So
Dirty
as
20.
you start going around, you kind of stumble a little bit because the three friends, every time they see a new person trying to attack you, they get into this defensive stance, ready to fight. Not really kind of clicking that you're not fighting right now.
Sure.
And so you kind of stumble over them and like grab one by the arm and go, no, run. Owie, on the other hand, just grabs Kaelwyn by the arm and books. And just starts running, with basically dragging this high elf behind her.
Which is really strange with such a tiny dragonborn with like 13 strength.
Yeah, she's just he's like, ah. So you guys,
+1 strength modifier is pretty good to someone who probably doesn't. He probably has a
he does not
9 or 10.
You don't think he lifts, bro? So as this is happening,
he skipped leg day, arm day, torso.
All of it.
Back in the tavern, chaos has erupted. People are trying to rush out. Some of them are breaking windows to get out of the building.
Oh my!
Someone has just cast an area of effect spell and
From his spell, I thought people were freaking out.
Oh well, he just not only did he cast an area of effect spell, but he also destroyed a bunch of the tables. The spell actually hit a few of the patrons because it hits a 15-foot cone. So there are people that are kind of unconscious after having 2 large Goliaths thrown on them, and there's a lot of chaos. The 2 Goliaths are kind of getting up and they're rubbing their head, and they see you guys start running, and they just charge forward, but are far enough back that they're only able. They have to use their action to actually get up to you, and aren't able
because they stood up. That's half their action and dashing, bro.
So they weren't able to actually attack, but they're right and then next to you, Smegwick.
Oh no! Whatever will I do?
The other guy that actually didn't get the full blunt and took a swing at Reggie is completely recovered, and he's just going to run after Reggie. Because he was right next to you, if you want an opportunity attack Smegwick, you can take it.
Oh, good, because that's what Smegwick's known for.
Caster opportunity attacks.
Yeah, but you know, when everyone's at crotch level, it's a pretty good shot. Yeah, 10.
10. Yeah.
10 total.
What weapon do you have?
If I'm being perfectly honest, I would have just I wouldn't have drawn a dagger in this instance.
So as he's going, you just
I punched him in the junk and I went. Oh.
And he was oblivious to it. Like you're just like, and he just runs straight through you. He gets up to Reggie, and he just brings or no, this is the guy with the billy club, the mall guy.
Did he make it to Reggie? Because Reggie.
Well, Reggie used his movement, which is the 30 feet, and this guy used his movement, which is the 30 feet.
Oh.
So, again, since he wasn't knocked back or anything, he actually has enough movement to get there. So he comes with the billy club and takes this swing at you, Reggie.
Oh God!
As I drop the die on the floor.
Can you do
15?
a distraction shot or something?
Does a 15 hit you, Reggie?
Unfortunately, it does. My AC is only 13.
All right.
Got any reactions?
As he
I don't think so.
Club down and conks you on the head. You take, math is hard, 5 points of bludgeoning damage as your head rings a little bit from the impact. We go back up to the top of the round with Smegwick.
Smegwick can hear he heard something back there in this bin.
Yeah, there was a definite thud of wood just striking a bone.
You can't see us, but you clearly heard a ah!
Well, when that happens, it's like, again, I'm going to trust Reggie's got skills to get away from this. what Smegwick's going to do is he's going to run back towards like around like am I like where the guys landed? Am I by like the bar or a table or something?
You're effectively you're in the middle of the tavern, and they've run right up to you, getting ready to attack. They just couldn't make the attack yet.
Okay, I just wondered if there's like anything around me though, like tables, chairs.
Most of it was
like the tavern, the bar.
Most of it was destroyed by the thunder wave. There's splinters and pieces of wood and stuff around you, but the thunder wave made pretty quick work.
Since they got a little concussed there from Reggie's kaboom slap, I'm going to run towards the kitchen, and then for my next action, I'm just going to.
Now, they are right next to you.
As a bonus, yes, that's very important. Okay, as a bonus action, because I can do that each turn. Let me just make sure because I actually want to verify on that. As a bonus action on each of your turns, bonus action on each of your turns, when nimble escape, I'm going to go. 10 feet towards the kitchen, and then I'm going to cast Misty Step. I'm going to go out the front door.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, cool. So, you.
And so Misty Step is up to 30 feet.
Yeah, you can get to the other side of the door.
I think my mirror image is just maintained with me.
Yeah, I believe it's concentration. So, yeah, Misty Step is.
No, it's not a concentration. It lasts a minute. It lasts a minute. Mirror image is a minute.
Anyway, so these guys watch as these
three
mirror images
run backwards,
scatter.
and then Misty Step, and then.
Like you want all four of them just run in opposite directions as you run away. They just start like whack-a-moling the ground and missing every one of them, and then they all just like, and they're gone. And these guys just look at each other, completely confused. As you appear outside, you. So the only issue with that, Misty Step is a bonus action, and so is Disengage.
Is Misty Step a bonus action up there?
Yes. I'm telling you, it is a bonus
Oh, I
action,
apologize. Yes, you are correct.
I use that particular spell off. So. Either you can choose not to.
Let him try to hit me. Let him try. Let him try.
That's perfectly fine. They are both going to take swings. The first one is a
armor 16.
The second one is an 8. Now, I believe I have to roll. If I hit you, I have to roll to see if I hit the mirror image, right?
Yes. Now, on the mirror image, 3 duplicates, you must roll on a d6. Roll a 6 or yeah. Sorry, I had to. This always a little bit confusing when you actually try to go for
It's a 3. So he sits there, and as one of them goes and just is whack-a-moling nothing. The other one takes
one of them does apparate, I believe.
And clobbers one of your mirror images, and he lifts up the maul, because that's the one that actually hits you. As he lifts up the maul, there's nothing there. He just hit nothing, except for a nice little hole in the floor that he made with his maul. As you appear outside, you see people running towards the tavern, armed, and you see a badge on one of them.
Oh God.
You think
now, those guys probably, I don't know if they saw us necessarily, because there's just 3 that marched in.
You assume someone has called the authorities, and they're rushing in to stop the bar fight.
Oh, these guys look like local constabulary.
Yes, they look like
what passes for the law at
Yeah.
Fox's Landing.
Mm-hmm. So they're rushing to the tavern, probably to make arrests or kill people. It depends on which part of Fox's Landing you're in, whether the law enforcement will try to arrest you or just try to end the threat immediately.
Hey, there are 3 Goliaths starting all kinds of shit in there.
Make me a deception check.
Is that no? Well, yeah, I guess that would be deception. I could pretty much go either way, but I'll go with deception because that's what I have the best score in. Oh God. So with that, yeah, so that's a total of 13.
Considering the scene happening all around you.
Yeah, would that be with advantage? Because there's like busted glass and shit. You said that busted
sure.
out there.
Roll it advantage. While you are rolling, from Elias to Thompson, Owie,
3.
You get inspiration.
Alright.
Reggie, also from Elias, you get inspiration. And Smegwick, you also get inspiration from Elias. Thank you, Elias. Elias is a friend
Or
friend of
foe.
the show. And former friend of the day. So
Oh my god, all 3 of my DMs are here at the same time. If James
Elias
was
just paid me
here.
back for one of those points I gave him that one time.
so yeah, what was your second roll? Was it any higher?
23.
Yeah. The one in the lead pulls out this very elaborate looking katana. It looks like.
Oh!
Pulls it out and just rushes in and just kind of nods at you and rushes in. You still have your movement, or the rest of your movement.
What would be the rest of my movement? Because it was 10 there. Misty
So you
Step.
have a move.
So I'd have another 20.
Yeah, you have another to 20. So.
Yeah.
Are you
Because
gonna
I'm
run-
like, I'm a bystander and like
Are you going
crazy ass
straight
Goliaths.
for the ship then?
I don't think anyone would go straight for the ship considering that, so I'll go another
Okay.
route.
So just quickly roll me a stealth check as you try to kind of blend into crowds and things like that.
Ooh, almost a 7. Okay, 18 total.
Okay, yeah, you fade into crowds as you've done a couple times before. Your scout heritage making it a little bit easier to find the right path, and you are no longer involved in this combat.
The anachronistic around the corner.
Going back to Smegwick, this dude just rang your bell. However, his
you mean
friends.
Reggie? You mean Reggie?
I got off free! Stop trying to kill me!
It's new people.
You had your chance!
Reggie.
Sorry, Reggie.
You're in the kitchen right now. The cook back there is picking up things to start throwing at you guys because you're in his kitchen. But hasn't started doing that yet. And the doors behind this Goliath have kind of shut. So right now he's the only one that can see you. His other 2 friends are confused in the back.
Okay, I am quickly looking around because now I actually have a plan that I think might hopefully will work. I quickly look around to see if I can.
This is plan
find,
number 3 for you now, right?
Well, no, this is back to plan number 1. Now I have an opportunity to use it. I quickly just do a once over of the kitchen to see if I can find like a small iron knife within like reaching distance. Not one of my daggers or my rapier, just like a kitchen knife. Anything.
You don't find a knife because those are all over by the cook, but you do find what looks like a serving fork. So big, pointy, good like this size with 2 prongs, very sharp.
All right, perfect. I just look at it, I go, straight enough, and I cast Hold Person on him using it because it's a material for that spell.
Oh, that's cool. What's the save?
Let's see. Choose a humanoid that you can see within range. The target must succeed on a Wisdom saving throw or be
these guys
paralyzed
are
for the duration. The DC is 14.
Well, he rolled an 18, which with his negative wisdom modifier is still high enough. So you sit there, and as you cast this, you see these kind of bands of force come around and just start to kind of bind him, and he just goes, "Rah!" and breaks out of them.
The fork just kind of vanishes in my hand because it's been used. I just gonna.
Bonus action disengage.
There's my fork. You take my fork. You give it back my fork.
Bonus action disengage.
I'm gonna be a little heartless here. I am gonna use my bonus action to disengage, but if it is permissible, DM, as I disengage and I book it the other direction, I grab the chef and I basically push him in the way of the Goliath as I run.
Tell them they didn't wash their hands.
I would say actually interacting with him would require your action, which you've already used to cast your spell. So
Dodge
you
is a
can
free action.
Oh,
you can
wait.
say something to him as you run away, but you can't actually throw him or anything.
Okay, rewind that.
Okay.
As I run past the chef, I just say, "That guy totally wrecked the tavern," and I just run
You
out.
broke him at the tavern, and he takes a saucepan full of some sort of red sauce and throws it at him.
Is it boiling?
Simmering, you know.
It's
You don't
probably
sit
something
there, you don't
spicy
have
still.
red sauce boiling. You'll burn this as a sauce, but it's simmering.
I throw my reduction at you.
And as that happens, I'm just out the door.
Okay, go ahead and make me a stealth check to see if you can kind of blend in as you leave the establishment.
Oh, I'm gonna do you one better. I am going to. That's not gonna work. I don't have any gum Arabic on me, so I can't cast invisibility.
Well, you also
have no actions to cast.
I also have no actions.
left,
Yeah, that's
so-
right. Sorry. All right, normal stealth check it is then. Woohoo! 22.
So you get out. You see the chaos. You can actually hear the sound of law enforcement yelling at people to, stand down and that. And you hide into a crowd.
Yeah, I run out of the alley like totally panicked, and then just slipped into the crowd, and then did instantly just go evening.
Back to
with a bloody lip.
With a bloody lip. Yeah, I'm so hopped up on adrenaline, I don't even notice it right now.
back to Aoi and Karen. First things first. From really, why do you keep doing that? From Zadaru. Karen gets one too. Can't leave out the captain. You get an inspiration.
Yeah, inspiration.
As you guys go, again, Aoi and the high elf are just about out of sight as they are just booking it. However, the man with the dagger has gotten close enough, and he goes to try and take a swing at you, Karen.
Oh, he followed us. Okay.
Yeah. Just because you weren't quite fast enough, he was able to turn the corner.
I did the big stumble.
Unfortunately, he got a nat to 20.
Oh dear.
So that's
You're fresh on hit
10
points.
piercing damage as you feel a dagger pierce into your side and hit something vital.
Oh, something vital.
As he pulls it out again, you can see the cloak has fallen, and it's a gnome. A remarkably tall.
I was gonna
gnome.
say, a
yeah.
5-foot
You're like,
gnome.
Really?
This place. What are these people drinking? The dwarf.
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
tall?
yeah.
What is
But
it?
as
Water?
you sit there and he
Supplements. They're taking a lot of
pulls the
supplements.
dagger out, you watch as he seems to be getting shorter and shorter and shorter. What would you
How
like
short
to
is
do?
he now?
It's
Like-
you and the three friends.
I actually am like, how tall? Are half orcs generally like? Are they larger than humans? Or human size?
On average, they tend to be wider framed, like really broad shoulders, but
Some can be
average
tall.
average about like 5'4" to 5'6", whereas humans will be a little bit closer to 6 foot. But if you want to be a tall half orc, you can be. It is
Yeah, I
entirely
wanna
up
be-
to you.
Yeah, I'll be taller, but
Okay.
well, I don't like
Punt.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I would like to just kick this gnome away from me.
Sure. You can actually make a shove action, which is just a strength athletics check.
Just scream, I don't know you, and just
What did we do to you? Yikes! Wait, okay, so a strength. So just roll and add my athletics? Is
Yep.
that what you're...
Yep.
That would be a 16.
Yeah, as you sit there and to try to shove this guy, as he keeps kind of shrinking as whatever magic made him to the taller seems to be wearing off, you kind of push him and get him right underneath the rib cage, kind of lift him a little bit and push him, and he just gets smaller and smaller as he flies back to 10 feet.
Excellent.
Is he making a balloon fart sound as he trails?
He lands in a pile of garbage and seems distracted by the muck on him.
It's totally Biff Tannen. It's just manure.
Right?
I hate manure.
What do you want to do now? You still have the three friends who seem to be itching for a fight still.
I look at him and I'm like, move.
And they kind of just go, yes, ma'am. And they wait for you to run. I'm assuming you head off into the city.
And that is why she's the captain.
Yeah, I go. They're ahead of me. Aoi and everyone, they're ahead of me. So I just keep following behind them, trying to get to the ship.
Okay. As this is you, it doesn't take too much for you to disappear, seeing as this person no longer has eyes on you and no one else is watching you. You're able to kind of disappear with them, and over the next hour or so, the four of you are able to very roundabout make your way back to the ship.
Smegwick, en route, circuitous, would have changed his appearance several times before appearing as a just a regular plain-looking sailor when he gets to the ship.
So to total like Mission Impossible, take the coat off, put on another.
At one point, he started off looking like a merchant, and then at one point he had plain street clothes, and then at another point he looked like a fancy lad, and then now he ended up with looking like a sailor.
Okay. You all eventually make it back to the ship in various states of
Thank God.
Health. Aoi, you were the first one to make it back, and you immediately took the high elf down to the cargo deck and basically hid him in one of the bunk rooms down there. The rest of you guys all make it back to the ship, and they're kind of just... Go ahead.
So, still kind of out of sight from the crew. I like take a moment to like put my hand on some boxes. Like I'm like out of breath. I've just been running all this time. After I've recovered, I like straighten up, wipe the blood, cast minor illusion on myself to make me look like not a scratch on me, like I'm perfectly healthy. And I just strut up onto the ship like I'm on top of the world. Like, hey everyone, I missed you all.
As you all kind of meet there below deck so that no one can see you, the high elf goes, thank you. I may not have been entirely truthful during the original. See, this is rather complicated, and he just keeps kind of stumbling over himself over and over and over again every time he tries to explain.
Yeah, no, we knew that. Do you want to elaborate now that we've saved your life?
Can I assist on like an intimidation check just by standing behind the captain, and I'm just like staring right at Kaelwyn, unblinking, and I'm just like flipping a knife in my hand?
Sure. He already looked, but pretty intimidated. But now with the whole knife flipping thing, he looks even more intimidated.
Should I still do a check just to make it fair?
No. He. This is
Okay.
nice. This is a situation where you need a check. You can't fail this. He's intimidated. He turns to you all and he kind of gathers himself. My father is the high magistrate in the Hall of Justice. These men are somehow connected to this. He's on trial, and they're trying to get him off as innocent, and it's not. They want to capture me to influence my father. I swear to you that's the truth. These men are Marines. They were assigned to covertly transport me to the capital so I could be under better protection. They thought that moving me on a military ship would be too obvious, and there's spies everywhere, and so they were supposed to protect me, but they really kind of suck at their jobs, and I'm just trying to get home. I just...
It's okay. I believe you.
They have been chasing me since... They've been chasing me for 3 weeks. I was just exploring with friends, and then they caught me, and the Marines found me, and we need to go now. But please.
Okay. We'll try to get you home as soon as possible, okay?
And whatever your price, my father has the money. He will. And this is when the Marines start kind of chiming in. The price has already been agreed upon.
Well, the danger level just went up.
While we appreciate your help, I've been given a budget that I have to follow. We can offer you for 50 gold pieces for transportation. And you see as Kaelwyn turns to him and goes, "What? You told me you had 200." And he goes, "Should." I meant 200 gold pieces.
Reggie and I are not there yet, right? This is the conversation.
Oh no, this is every one. You all kind of regrouped below deck.
I sent you a message, by the way.
Yes, thank you.
Well, great. Let's get this ship moving.
Alrighty then, so...
To your posts! Whatever people on ships say.
Alrighty, I guess we finally have our heading. And as I walk out of the room, the moment I step through that threshold, the minor illusion wears off, and you all just see the biggest black and blue bruise on like the side of my face.
Yikes.
Gross.
I don't even notice it's worn off. I just notice everyone going, "What?"
What?
Have you checked the mirror lately?
Yeah.
Why, I don't see anything wrong with myself. Why, I may have gotten a little banged up, and that's gonna require some TLC. And I just make my way up to the helm.
Get going a bit. I start climbing the ladder to the crow's nest.
I do whatever I need to as...
Smegwick's got a little thing on there too, but like Reggie clearly took a bigger hit than I did, but yeah.
As I hold on to the helm, I look up at Owie and the crow's nest and just go, "Alright, your job's very easy. All you gotta do is just let us know if you see something out of the ordinary. If it ain't a cloud or an island, you let us know."
All right, and you guys are able to get the ship ready relatively quickly. As you are pulling away from the docks, you see a group of people rush to the docks and just stop as you are far too far away for them to really do anything to you, and they just kind of give you this evil eye and walk back.
I do one of those things like, there's something in my eye.
Oh, so sorry. Do you bite your thumb at me? No, sir, but I do bite my thumb. And that. Go ahead.
Ari tries to get the middle finger, but realizes she only has 4 fingers, so. And she just does a.
And that is where we are going to end it for tonight. So I want to thank everyone that just showed up. Like I said before, if you want. If you want to actually interact with this story and everything, just tune in. Normally, I would run this game every other week on the first and the third Wednesdays of the month. However, since this month had 5 Wednesdays, we will actually be continuing this story next week. So if you want to see what happens to the crew and the other crazy things that might happen on their way to the capital of this sovereignty, tune in here next week at 9 p.m. Central Time.
First and third Wednesday of every month.
Yepers. On the weeks that I'm not running this game, I actually have another campaign that I run, so you're welcome to just always show up here on Wednesday nights. If you missed any of this episode, I do upload all of these to my YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/trainer Otherwise, really quickly again, since this is the first episode, if anyone has anything they want to just plug real quick, if you stream or anything, where can people find you? This time we will start from the opposite direction. Smegwick, do you have any? If people want to find you on the interwebs?
For the most part, I'm just imp in my head on social media. If you're inclined to look for me, I don't know why you would. On most other times, I hang out with some awesome people. If I'm not playing D&D, I'm also over on Sarah Donner's YouTube channel sometimes in chat, just hanging out. They're doing Quarantine-a-Palooza, and where they're basically, well, they also, for those inclined, they also foster kittens, so they'll often have little floof cameos.
Kitties!
There's a live cam when they're not streaming, and when they are streaming on Saturday nights,
Amazing.
if you follow their YouTube, they're usually doing games, Jackbox stuff. I'm usually just hanging out in chat. But my friends, the Damsels in Dorkington, were kind enough to also give shout out. So I would highly suggest going over there, checking Sarah Donner's YouTube channel out in case you want to hang out with them. And Damsels of Dorkington, you can also find on Twitter as well if you like to go out, give them a search.
Nice.
Awesome. Next up then is Evan. Evan, if people want to find you on the interwebs.
I actually do have my own Twitch presence here. I am twitch.tv/ebstreamer. I run 2 different kinds of shows. One which are normal game playthroughs. I'm right now playing the episode DLCs of Final Fantasy 15. But I mostly play like PS1 and 64 era games. But also every Sunday at 7 p.m. Central Time, I have, like I said before at the beginning of our session, I DM my own campaign called Song of the Wilds. We're about 24 sessions in. This coming Sunday will be our 24th episode, so that's definitely going to be fun. So yeah, you can definitely catch us there. Again, our next session's this coming Sunday.
Excellent. Next up, Karen, or Day. I think you have some sort of presence on the interwebs, right?
I just like sometimes I'm there on the internet. I stream 4 days a week with at Dabraham_Lincoln DAYE. I have a podcast called Gaming and Gabbing, and I also play D&D every Tuesday night with -1 Charisma at 7 p.m. So that's a fun little thing. hop over there and then have this Wednesday night and just all the D&D. And I think that's it.
Cool. And just think,
What
like
happening?
a month or two ago, you're going, man, I really wish I had like a D&D stream I was a part of.
It's true. And now I just played D&D like 3 out of the last 4 days.
And then finally, Katie, if people want to find you on the interwebs.
You can find me on Twitter at Pika Akari Katie.
Where she shares the most adorable cat everythings.
Yeah, I do share a lot of cute animal pics because I work at an MSPCA down the a couple towns over, and occasionally I'll pop into other chat streams like Spike Vegeta and Billy Kamats and Sean Chiplock.
All right. And again, I'm Trainer Jody. I have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/Trainer Jody. I do D&D theme stuff. I have a series called D&D Deep Dive where I talk about mechanics and how to get the most out of your choices for everything from like subclasses to we just did a whole series on how to use backgrounds in game instead of just flavor at beginning character creation. So check that stuff out. Otherwise, that's all for me today. I will see you guys.
One check,
next time.
real quick. Do we have a last minute redemption here?
Yep, I was gonna just say that really quickly. Minus one charisma has given inspiration for Karen.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
And there's another redemption that I will deal with later with Elias.
Thanks.
Otherwise, a very good friend of mine is actually streaming right now, so we're going to rate her real quick. This weekend, the game that kind of inspired the chat integration system here, Realms of the Wild, is having its 3-year anniversary stream this Saturday.
Nice.
At what is it? 9 a.m. Pacific at the time, 11 Central. Time zones are hard, but head over to this is Zelda Universe this Saturday to watch us play Realms of the Wild randomized. It is a completely randomized RPG. You guys will be able to randomly give them new classes, randomly change the theme, give them randomly created magic items. It will be a ton of fun, so check that out. Otherwise, like I said,
Chaos Randomizer, that should be
it'll be
all of that time.
It'll
because
be great.
Jody doesn't have enough chaos in his life.
Yes.
But
Like I said, a very good friend of mine is actually streaming Breath of the Wild right now. So we are going to go ahead and come on, give me the right. There we go. Why is it not showing?
Are we going to do a hashtag for the raid?
Sure. Everyone, do hashtag roll for an initiative. As
Nice.
we head over to Jax. She's actually going to be playing this Saturday. She's one of my players. She's wonderful and amazing. Please, everyone, head over there. Otherwise, again, that's all for me today, and we'll see you guys in the next time. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.